for all the confusion, Aman. We're gonna make sure this doesn't happen next time. Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen again, and this time we're gonna not gonna go over this, but I'm gonna share my slides, which we have prepared for, especially the kickoff. I'm gonna ask you all one more time. Actually, I think only Vittorio can answer. Vittorio, is my screen visible around the presentation?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start with this. If you are here and if you're able to see this, I'm just going to take a moment and, clap for all of you and say congratulations, because this was a highly competitive cohort for us as well and for you, of course. And, we have selected builders from such diverse backgrounds this time and such diverse geographies that literally there is no particular pattern here. We are being joined today from India, US, Europe, Africa, UK. I think we've tried to cover, and we've covered all the geographies. So it essentially helps us because the inclusivity of physical AI and robotics helps us encourage what we are planning to build with this program. We're really excited to build with you, and I'm just going to say this is not just a program; it's a builder journey for everyone who wants to get into physical AI and robotics. There is no particular bar set here. If you're a beginner, if you already know robotics, or if you're an advanced, it's essentially going to be all the same for you because we are here to build physical AI agents. We are here to build things that move in the real world, and it all starts with creativity. So, firstly, thank you for joining us, and secondly, congratulations. Next up, just to give you a quick sense of what you're going to achieve, because it's important that we all here present today are able to understand the goals of what you will achieve after this cohort, right? So, by the end of this, these are very tactical goals. You'll have one physical AI agent, actual built and shipped with code, the schema, the environment, everything set up, which means that you would have built an AI agent which moves things in the real world. Of course, you would have upskilled in physical AI because if you're here in this cohort in the next 4 weeks, all we're going to do is talk and discuss and build in physical AI. So there's a lot of upskilling which is going to be happening in the next 4 weeks. Then hardware access. So as I've discussed already, there are two parts of the program that we're dealing with today this time, right? Because if it would have been in our hands, we would have selected everyone to get a robotic hardware, but due to operational and logistic constraints, we had to divide and make sure that uh, everyone is able to achieve the main end goal, which is a physical AI agent. So that's why we have some core builders and some community builders. Some core builders whose physical AI agent idea stood out, from the rest, are getting real hardware, and there are a lot of shipping issues, there are a lot of shipping delays. So we're going to address that. And the community builders, because we want to make sure that because all of your ideas were so good, you also get a chance to build something with us and actually also win physical, robotic hardware by the end of this cohort. So all the community builders, that's why get access to the remote robotic lab, of course, with increased time limits because you want to test things, you want to do things. So that's how we have structured this. And this is the exact 4 week sprint that we're going to follow. So the cohort structure is very simple. Week 1 to 3 is going to be building, heads on building and learning. Every week is going to be, another hacking building period for you where you can divide it into structured phases. And then week 4 is essentially going to be implementation where you test and prepare for your final demo, you validate your system, you test your edge cases, and then we're going to have one final demo day which is going to be judging and showcase where all of you and whatever you have built are going to present live on a demo day online to all our amazing judges. So it's very fun because presenting to an audience which is already in robotics and physical AI is so fun because you get to validate and stress test your agents real life. So the outcome, it's actually that we're going to have a fully functional physical AI project ready. Okay, so we're going to talk about the submission categories real quick, which is, and I've had some questions around this that can you participate solo? Can you participate in a team? You can actually do both. If you want to participate in the solo track, you can participate as an individual builder. If you want to participate in a team, you can participate with other builders. 2 to 3 members are allowed. There are a few constraints here. Please make sure that you can only team up with other builders who are a part of this cohort or the previous cohort, but not from outside the cohort. Um, we just want to make sure that all of you, and we want to encourage collaboration as much as possible. So you can find your teammates on Discord in the Builder Spaceship channel as well. Registration of teams or solo projects will happen in week one, which is starting next week. So you have all the time until then to, figure out your teams. Now, the judging for the final demo day is also going to happen differently. The prizes will be different for both the tracks to make sure that there is no bias, there is no, and we're fair for everyone. Now, what's going to be the submission criteria by the end of 4 weeks, right? So, because we feel that it's very important to understand what is required so that you can start building something. So think of a problem statement and a solution. You start by submitting that. You submit a demo video of whatever you have built, a tech stack overview. Then, of course, there's a live demo, a GitHub repository link, and a documentation PR. We believe it's very important to collaborate with others in this entire 4 week journey. Otherwise, it's going to become another solo hacker journey, which we really don't want. We think as much as you collaborate and understand and talk to others, you'll be able to unlock the creativity of this platform, and you'll be able to unlock the physical AI agent setup so much more. And we saw this exact particular playbook happening with us in the last cohort as well, where all the people came together to solve so many issues. So yeah, this is going to be one pro tip from me, that discuss with others, talk with others, collaborate in the community. It's going to be great that way. The only mandatory requirement for your agent is that it must use Cyberwave platform and it must solve a real physical world automation problem. That's it. Apart from these two particular requirements, you can do anything you want. Now, these were our top builder rewards for the last cohort, and I have not changed it. The reason being, these were the particular rewards that we gave away last time. But to make sure that we're fair for this cohort as well, I've added this, but we still want to make sure, uh, and then it largely depends on the registrations we get. Because if we get more registrations, of course, we'll have to increase the prices. So please be relaxed and calm that this is not the final thing. But yes, you can definitely get inspired by what we did the last time and what did the top builders get last time. So for the solo track, the people got up to 1,000 euros in cash and credits. Then for the team track, the top winners got up to 2,000 euros in cash and credits. They also were featured across our Cyberwave showcase platform and across our social media. That's it. Plus, everyone who completes the cohort also gets a certificate of physical AI cohort completion from Cyberwave to make sure that you're also able to validate the 4 week journey with the certificate. So we've already talked about this, right? Let's just quickly understand what this means. Week one, which is going to be starting Monday, which is 6th of July, is going to be foundation and setup, which means you can take the entire week to yourself and just completely focus on what is the physical AI agent automation that you want to build. So you can scope out the problem statement, you can understand the feasibility, finalize your system architecture, data flows, and start setting up Cyberwave and your actual hardware. Then you can also validate the plan with your mentors. So mentors will be assigned next week as well, and you can keep validating your ideas and stuff. Week 2 to 3 is going to be core development period, which means now that you have an initial architecture stack set up and you have your hardware setup done, week 2 and 3 are going to be major implementation periods where you can complete your implementation, you can start developing your core features, you can stress test the integration finalization, and you can also prepare your use cases, right? Other than that, every week we're also going to have an office hours, which is builder office hours. Usually on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, we can decide one day in between. I'm going to set up a form for that as well. But that those office hours will also help you understand what others are doing and how you can upskill in this as well. And then, of course, the week 4 is going to be test and prepare, where you can complete your submission prep. You can fully stress test the agent that you have built. You can be ready for your demo, and then you can practice for live judging. Apart from this, there's also an activity XP system, which is essentially our way of making sure that you level up your builder profile by engaging with the community as much as well. So you can earn this activity XP through community engagement, which means participating in Discord sessions, being active on Discord, being active with the other community, then sharing your progress on social media. So this also helps you increase your XP because this means that you're able to put your word out and you are willing to share your learnings with everyone. And then, of course, helping others. So XP is very important because it also helps and it is a very important part of what comes out in your top builder rewards as well. So builders who engage more, of course, stand out more, and the top XP earners are also featured in the community spotlight and also for the top builder rewards. And that brings me to an end for this particular session. But the next steps, these are very clear for us. If you are here, you've already joined Discord, you can start creating your teams, you can start thinking about your idea. And because you have now access to your hardware and cyberwave platform, you can start testing out things in simulation. If you have received your hardware, you can start setting it up. You can follow our tutorials, our documentation. If you have not received your hardware, don't worry because the cohort is officially going to start next week, which means you still have time to think about your idea, ship your Python agent, and then try it in simulation. Now, the most awaited question of this particular cohort is when does the cohort start? So, here is your answer. Week one starts from 6th of July 2026, Monday, and we're going to set up weekly office hours every week to make sure that we all meet and share our progress and talk about what issues we are facing and what we are doing. Now, until 6th of July, you all are free to try out the platform, the documentation, the hardware, and think about your ideas. Now, of course, this brings me to an end of this particular presentation that I prepared, but I know there are so many more questions that need to be addressed. So I'm all ready for it. Put your questions in the chat. I'm going to start answering all those. But before I answer the questions about the shipping, right? So there are so many questions around shipping, hardware and swag shipping. I'm just going to take 1 more minute and address that, and then we're going to move to the chat questions. Sorry, Vittorio, I know you unmuted. I just want to make sure this point gets addressed, and then we talk about the other stuff. So for hardware shipping, now there is a particular problem which we have been facing, which is customs. We ordered all the hardware for all the builders, but we have been trying so hard from our end to pay the custom duties, and we even did pay the custom duties using a particular card and account that we have. But UPS, who is the official delivery partner for most of the orders, refunded all the payments because they didn't there was some problem with the account number because the platform that we use to process the payments doesn't take letters in the account name. I just want to be very transparent with all of you that we already processed the payments, and that's why you all of you are in so many email threads with us where we send the confirmation where we say we have already processed it. But the current situation is that unfortunately most of our payments have been refunded. So the next idea that we have tried out is if there's a possibility that your hardware has not been delivered, we can do it in this way that either we can talk with an discuss an arrangement where you the builder pay the custom duties and we refund you because it's deliberately easier for us to refund you and directly put it into your bank account. But if that's not possible and if you're uncomfortable in paying the custom duties, don't worry, we will figure out another solution for you. So that being said, we are still figuring it out. So if you have more questions around hardware shipping or delays or anything, I've already given you my email. I try to answer as many questions as I can on my Discord DMs. But in case if I miss out on something, you can always email me and I'll always get back to you on that. That's the update on the hardware shipping. Now, the swag shipping. So, we still started swag shipping because we were trying to figure out the hardware shipping first. We have already started shipping swag, but please expect that it's going to take some time or at least a week to like, for the merchandise to reach you because there are different vendors that we have across different geographies that is shipping swag, right? So, in case if you do not get any particular notification, whenever we place an order, we always give your contact number. So you will receive a call whenever the order is being delivered. Um, that's all from my side. And I think we're good to start taking questions from the chat.
All right, great. So I'll read the questions from the chat then, I guess. So the first question was about shipping. You already um, mentioned that. By the way, we also have the live stream on YouTube, so if you're blocked on Discord, you can switch there. Uh, and then there is a question from Xiaomi. How does the STEAM knows about the weight of the object for policy training? Can we custom write the physics related constraints? Um, so, Kushi, maybe I can pick this up very quickly.
Yes, please
Okay, so
go
in
ahead.
general, the idea behind Cyberwave is it works by default, and then you can change it, right? So for simulation, what does that mean? That if you go in our catalog and so let me share with you. Kush, again, can you share your screen on the catalog? Because I'm also doing OBS, so I think I'm gonna mess up my computer if I double
Absolutely.
share the screen and I'm already recording the screen. So if you go in our catalog,
No,
or if you want to
just
add
one
any object here,
second.
um, you can do so from our catalog. And so every item you see here is not only a digital twin from a visual point of view, but we also have inside of them, we curated the physics of every object you see, including the weight or the weights of the parts. So if you add stuff in an environment, you can then export it in Mujoko as a Mujoko scene. So if you go in File, um, and then there's a feature to do so, so then you can do other types of simulation, or you can launch the simulation inside of Cyberwave to already have this stuff. If you want to tweak this stuff, you can change your specific environment for that. You can change your specific twin. So if we go, can we go into an environment? I just would like to show how to do that very quickly. Yeah, so if you go here, so let's say you want to run a simulation on your computer on Mojako, for example, which is a standard simulation. You can go in File on the top left, yeah, and export zip file for Mojoko. So this or this one, exactly, you will download a zip file, you will have all of the weights and all the physics. Download it to your computer, you could do whatever you want. If instead you go and simulate, you can simulate here in the playground, which means in your browser. So it's not super accurate because it's running in real time on your environment. If you switch to Mojoko, then it will use the weights. Some of the elements in the catalog will throw like this is saying that it's not still compatible with Mojoko. So yeah, so this is for the physics. You can also, if you go in edit and you click on a twin, let me show you. Can you go in edit mode? So on top we have edit, simulate, live, and replay. Those are the main ways of using Cyberwave. If you click on an environment and then you see here, it says twin properties, right? If you click on it when open, you can tweak, yes, here, you can tweak every physics property. So by default, you get what we have in the catalog, but you can change it. You can activate it for Mujoko if you want. You can change the weights. So you see it says total mass here on the right. You can change the weight. You can do other stuff. So again, it works by default, and then you can tweak it. Does that make sense? I hope so. I answer your question with some real examples. If you're still interested in physics and stuff, drop more questions. Okay, so the next question is from Platypus that says, for community builders, will there be custom setup be done on requirements? I don't know if Kushi, you want to
I'll
pick this
take
up?
this up.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So more or less, it depends on the way we are positioning this. So if you want, for example, some certain cubes or some certain other things that you want, and if, of course, it is in the purview of what we have with respect to constraints, and of course, then we'll try our best to make it happen. But in case if there's it's something that is constrained or a little impossible for us to implement, then of course we'll have to try for a better solution. But yes, whatever you want, we will try our best to be there. And we have like not just like we have 2 to 3 robotic setups available there, and we're planning on adding more. So I think it's going to be pretty much feasible for everyone to try and implement their own setup, and also make sure that it is available for the other community builders to do. Next question. As someone just starting out, what's the first thing I should focus on this week to get up to speed with the cohort? That's a very good question, Ankit. So, for all the people who are just starting out, right, I believe the first thing is go through the starter kit, go through the Cyberwave SDK, go through our Get Started guide, and just develop a very simple, quick start Python agent code and try it in simulation. And then once you have tried it in simulation, try it with the real robotic hardware. I feel like if you're able to do this, it's very practical, it's very tactical, but it also helps you get up to speed with respect to everything you need for the entire cohort. So start with that. And if you want to think more about the ideas that you want to be building, then we also have a physical AI cookbook, agent cookbook, where we have thrown out a bunch of ideas that you all can develop with different robotic hardware. So feel free to refer to that as well. Cyberwave Champion versus DevTool credits. Why are they different for solo versus team? Sorry, but this is for the last cohort. So of course we had different guidelines for the last cohort. For this cohort, it's going to be a little different. So I'm going to push out the final rewards for top builders after some time for this particular cohort. So that depends on that. The reason is that for the last cohort, we weren't out of our private beta, but for this cohort, now we are out of our private beta, which means every builder by default gets 100 credits free, which is 50, and then 50 if you signed up as a builder. So, according to that, we're going to decide and we're going to finalize the prices that can actually help you. What if you have two or more ideas and you can't decide on one? Sorry, Vittorio, you had something?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say in the future, in the near future, you also be able to use credits to get more hardware month by month, which is going to be
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes. So we're also, by the way, this is for all the community builders here. If you are willing to buy or rent robotic hardware, and if you want to really, really do that with us, we are running a special thing for our community builders, and it's not out yet. We plan to do it and start it next week. But you can use our Cyberwave credits to buy and rent robotic hardware from us. So if that's something which you're interested in, feel free to put an email out to us and we'll prioritize you immediately and we'll make sure that you get your hardware that you want. What if you have two or more ideas and you cannot decide on one? I'm saying you're in a great position because you have two or more ideas. I'll answer this very practically, right? I think it really depends on the technical feasibility of your idea. If you think you'll be able to complete the idea in 4 weeks with utmost completion and with something which is able to generate an outcome which is just way better in terms of execution, I'll say go with that. Of course, we can discuss more about the ideas as well. So feel free to DM me anytime. Or also, like, maybe put it out in the chat so that everyone can understand and see. For people whose hardware has been delivered but customs payment got refunded back, how to go about it? Will they call us for the payment? No, that is being handled between Cyberwave and UPS. We have already reached out to their teams and asked for a different account number or a possible solution. But in case if they reach out to you, please do not pay them anything until or unless you have had a conversation with Cyberwave, because we have also seen cases where there have been two payments to UPS and then we had to refund back the builder. So that's the only solution for this. I sent the details for payment by mail, but the team said that they can't make transfers in Nigerian. Okay, Kosi, I'm gonna have to get back to you on this one because I remember I had a conversation with my team around this. We are trying again our best to make sure that we're able to finalize this. But if not, will this solution work for you that you can pay in Nigeria and then we can refund you back with your own account? Let me know if that works. What if we need to import from the Mujoko if we want to continue some of our last project with Cyberwave platform? Vittorio, do you want to take this one?
Sorry, I got distracted. What if we need to import from the Mujako if we want to continue some with the Cyber platform? Okay, so yeah, there's also some import features, both from Mujako and for Isaac Sim. If you have a NGF file, for example, You can import it if you have a URDF file. You can import it if you have a USD file. You can import it. The only catch is the whether you have one single asset. So, for example, one single robot, or you have a scene already in Mojoko. If you have a scene, the idea there is that you can upload you can upload it, but one by one. So basically, one robot or one asset, one object, one by one, and then you can reconstruct the scene inside Wave. If you're interested in importing a complex scene, you don't want to do this by hand, reach out and our team will give you a Python script to go through it. Because you can do it via the API, but there's no interface yet. Um, so yeah, so another way of answering the same question is like, are you importing one specific robot or a whole scene from Mujoko? But in the API, it's fully supported, and the UI is still not completely there if you want to import a whole scene. So yeah, I hope I answered the question.
Thank you, Vittorio. Can we have a look at what people from the previous cohorts built to get some inspiration? Yes, you can. It's already live on our website. I'm just going to send the link here. Um, it's called Built with Cyberwave. You can see all the projects that have been built with Cyberwave, the hackathon, the cohorts. I think it's very interesting that you asked this because people can really get some inspiration from that. Okay, I don't see any more questions, but we are like, yeah, open to more questions, everyone. We still have 5 minutes here. So if you have more questions, we can take that up. If not, then of course, feel free to DM us or also like post it out on the Discord channel. We are so excited to get this going next week. So, if you have any more questions, you can always DM us. You can always reach out to us in the Builder Spaceship channel or the other Discord channels that we have. Starting next week, we're going to have a starting session and then of course the week one office hours. Okay, Kosi, let's discuss this. You can, I think I'm just going to reply to you on the email itself so that it's easier. Based on previous cohorts, what were the major technical bottlenecks faced and which of those do you think are still worth solving or improving in this cohort? Deepak, I think I see more of let me also talk you through what happened in the last cohort as well, right? We saw a lot of interesting use cases across very different industries. Some builders built really fun agents like a sandwich making robot, a cloth folding robot agent, while some builders focused on much advanced use cases like a UGV, an autonomous navigation UGV beast which inspects the entire construction site, a UGV beast with emotional sentiment analysis. That being said, I'm also saying that this comes with a sense of a sense of an idea that you want to develop, right? So if you want to focus on a problem statement which is already existing, you can always do that. Anything around you, and if you feel like that's something worth solving, I think it's the only thing that will encourage and will ever say. So I'll just still go and look at the showcase, and you'll be able to understand much more about that. Okay, I think we are done for today, everyone. It was a great session. We had a lot of questions. Of course, we're gonna get more. Expect our next steps, detailed step again starting Monday because then you'll be able to finalize things and start things. Next week, we're also gonna send stuff where you can register for the solo and team and you can get this going. Now, before we go back, I'm going to take one quick screenshot. I'm not sure if any of you can turn on your videos. I'm not sure, Victoria. I'll have to ask you this because I'm using Stage for the first time. Can
Yeah.
they on their videos? No, right?
I mean, I guess we can invite everybody to speak, and then they can do that. It's gonna be fun. We can try.
Okay, let's try. I am getting requests, so I am
I'm just right-clicking on everyone, starting from the.
okay.
It's gonna be messy, but who cares? It's gonna be a full stage. Uh,
Yeah.
can people request to speak and we can just approve it? Or yeah, come on stage. It feels like you guys are physically arriving on stage because I see you arriving one by one. Come on, Battery,
It's so
come on.
fun.
Yeah, it's funny. Uh,
Nice.
okay, okay. Who's missing? Ravin. Do we have a 3D printer in our lab? Yes. Yes, we do have.
Yes, yes, we do.
We have one in the Zurich lab, and then we're using some friends of us printers to actually do that. Okay, okay. So I think I invited everyone. Is everyone on stage? Everyone who wanted to be on stage, of course.
I I think most of them are. Maybe we can, so quickly, everyone, it's just going to take 1 minute. I'm going to take one quick screenshot of every one of us here because I love putting it out on social media. I love these things. So let's take one quick screenshot, and then I promise you're going to end this, and you all can go back and think about your idea, play with your robots, and then, of course, DM us with more questions. Hi, Shubhangi. Nice to see you here. So Shubhangi has helped us with a lot of hack meetups in Delhi NCR, by the way. So we've done a lot of meetups in Delhi with Shubhangi. Okay, I can see so many faces. Nice.
I don't know if you can take a picture of everyone. I have to scroll, but sounds
Yes,
great.
me too, me too. So I think I'm gonna take 2 minutes and then I'm gonna create this. Okay, so we're gonna click two pictures. Okay, so I'm gonna say three, two, one, and then I'm gonna click one picture, and then I'm gonna say three, two, one again, and I'm gonna click another picture. So everyone has to be ready. Okay, so we're gonna start in. I can see three more videos. Okay, 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 okay. Nice. I can see so many faces. Okay, let's start in three, two, one. Okay, wait, wait. I'm gonna click one more. Let's do it again. Three, two, one. Thank you, everyone. This has been super great. Thank you so much for all your questions. But more than everything, thank you for being here with us on a Wednesday night evening. It means a lot. And I'm going to see you super soon in the next one. We're very excited to start this cohort with you all. So if you have more questions, keep them coming. We will try to answer all of you. Have a nice have a nice week ahead. Bye. Bye everyone.
Bye.